Welcome to the Lake Havasu City Writers Group Story Time. We're here today to read to you some short stories that each of us has written. The Lake Havasu City Writers Group exists for the purpose of helping writers everywhere to improve your writing and to enjoy hearing stories that are read. With me today are Sharon Poppin, internationally known author. Also, we have Karen Wright, Pat Lesso, and Sarah Lee Ross. My name is Paul Bailey.
Hello, my name is Sharon Poppin, and I've been with the group for a number of years. And what we talked about today was to share something about the holiday season coming up, but I don't have anything brief to write about Thanksgiving, so this is a little bit about Christmas, so enjoy. It's called Benefits. But why would we want to join your union? Gizeltoff asked through the circles of his pipe smoke. Well, the benefits, of course, Teamster boss Tony shoved a glitzy package across the table to the elf. Gizeltoff adjusted his glasses that were perched on the end of his nose and flipped through the pages. Dasher leaned so close, his antler nudged Gizeltoff's green cap off onto the floor. Well, Tony was surprised at the bald pate fringed by the red curls around the elf's ears. He exchanged glances with Frankie from the AFL-CIO and Bruce, who represented the Performing Artists Union, and they confirmed too that they were surprised that the elf was so aged. Santa sat at the head of the table, watching the negotiations with a smile hidden by his full white beard. "Whoops," said Mrs. Claus, and she jumped from her seat to go beside Gizeltoff. "Dasher, you're at full rack. You must be more careful." She set the elf's hat back on his head. Gizeltoff turned to the window. "Hey, see this, Frosty?" "I see," said the rotund right figure just outside the window. "But I don't see where it beats what we've got." "Well, me neither," agreed Dasher. "Come on, you guys," said Frankie. "You have no contract with your boss." He nodded toward Santa, who tried not to let his contented smile appear arrogant. "He can do whatever he wants with all of you, and he counts to no one. You people need representation. You people need to be appreciated." A timer went off, causing Mrs. Claus to jump to her feet. "I'll be right back," she said as she rushed from the room. "See," said Bruce, "she isn't even interested in your comfort or your job satisfaction." As Tony was about to add his 2 cents, the aroma of freshly baked gingerbread announced Mrs. Claus's return. After all the attendees at the table were served, as well as a slice slipped out the window to Frosty, Tony spoke through the cake crumbs. "Please, let's get back to these benefits." Gizeltoff looked up from the folder and smiled. "Sorry, fella, there's nothing in here that beats what we've got." "What?" It was a chorus from the labor representatives. "Show them, Santa," Frosty called through the window. Santa rose to his feet, holding a remote control device. A screen appeared on the center of the table. All eyes focused on the glittering mist swirling with the grace of a ballet dancer. When the mist began to clear, a child's smiling face holding a special toy appeared. Tony gasped at seeing the face of his grandson hugging a large teddy bear. But Frankie saw the child, but it was his own granddaughter kissing a porcelain doll. And Bachelor Bruce was treated to a wink from Pamela Anderson, couched cozily on his lap. As the images faded, the 3 union men exchanged glances. They knew they had nothing to offer that compared with the ambiance and the quality of life here in Santa's village. Tony put the benefits folder back in his briefcase and turned to Mrs. Claus. "May we have another piece of that gingerbread before we leave?"
Very good. Very nice. Well done.
Sharon's latest book, Mama Played for the King, is available on Amazon.com. Next we have Pat Lesso, who is going to read for us.
Mine is a Thanksgiving story, and it is a tribute to my neighbor. Thanksgiving. "Don't forget, I'm cooking the Thanksgiving dinner," Jack, my neighbor, says to me on the phone. "You guys are still coming, right?" "We wouldn't miss it for the world. You're the best cook in Lake Havasu." I always tell him that. He is a great cook, and I love going to dinner at his house. "Okay then, good. Nancy and Tom will be here. Chris next door. I'll see you at 3 o'clock. It's a good time to eat, don't you think? I don't want to go to bed on a full stomach at my age." I laughed at him. "You're only 89 years old. Don't worry about those kind of things till you're at least 90. We talk a little bit longer about what to bring for dinner and how warm will it be that day. Should we eat outside or should we eat inside? Same stuff, every year, different year. No, this year it's no longer, I'm sorry. No, this year we no longer have his beautiful wife. Caesar is gone. She's passed away on February 10th. She was married for 61 years, and he still cries when he thinks about how alone he is. His wife was a lady who could light up the room, but for the last few years, her bright light had dimmed. Pain took over, and the pain was gone, and so was she. 4 days before her 92nd birthday. Seems like only yesterday. People tell Jack he needs to get over it. Life is for the living. Things will get better. Or maybe you should start dating again. So on Tuesday before Thanksgiving, I walk across the street to Jack's house and I see if there's anything I can do to help him before Turkey Day. Knock on the door and Jack welcomes me in, like always. "What can I do for you this lovely evening?" he asks. "I'm checking to make sure you have everything ready for dinner on Thursday. If you don't, then I'm offering my services. I know how hard it is to cook a big meal by yourself, and I really am happy to help." He laughs. "I have nothing but time, trust me. I have everything under control. You guys show up with a big appetite. I have apple pie and pumpkin pie for dessert." Jack then takes me to the dining room, where the table's already set with the best china, crystal, and silverware all in place. There's the cute stuffed animal that I bought for a centerpiece one Thanksgiving long ago. There's a place setting for me and my husband, one for Nancy and Tom and Chris, and at one end of the table is a place setting for Jack, and at the other end is a place for Caesar. Her sweater hangs on the back of the chair. I guess I was wrong. Caesar will be with us for dinner that night.
All right, very awesome. Yes, she will be published.
One correction, it might be my post to yours instead of silverware, but that's silver.
Oh, silver, thank you.
Yay, I love the way we help each other. That's what this is all about.
Mm-hmm.
Next we have Sarah Lee Ross, who's going to be reading for us.
Thank you very much, Paul. I titled my story, "My Tranquil Meditation Garden." As the holidays loom near, at this frantic time of year, life begins to fly at warp speed. Thanksgiving, parties, family and friends get together. Shopping becomes a necessity to squeeze in between work days and turkey days. Before I can take a breath, Christmas will be here. More shopping, more parties, no rest seems near. I often wonder how I'll survive year after year, knowing it will repeat itself the same time next year. I found a solution that works for me. I go to my special place where time slows down and savor the moments. For a short time, I feel some peace. My backyard is my private sanctuary where I recline in a comfortable chair to escape the chaos of everyday stress called life. I am transported to a calmer place and time. The music from my wind chimes plays a gentle lullaby as the trickling water flows over the rocks and into my koi pond. Colorful fish swimming around and going nowhere remind me of the beauty I am bestowed. My fish are at peace, and so am I. The sound of the hummingbirds coming to feed, from the flowering plants, the quail with their babies trailing behind like little soldiers in formation, the bunnies and squirrels, an occasional roadrunner, and tiny field mice greet me each morning and melt my heart. One special white dove visits each and every day and brings a smile to my lips. I feel joy once more. All of these sights and sounds make me realize just how precious life can be and how lucky I am. These wonders that I take for granted may not be meditation in the truest form, but it is a gift that works for me as I am transported to a place where the cacophony in my head disappears and I feel serene for the moment. All seems right with the world.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I feel so much more peace.
The story I'm about to read is going to be from my new book, Weird Stuff, a collection of short stories. Will be available on Amazon prior to Christmas this year. This story is called Sam's Strange Saturday. The last thing I remember, I was in my office on Filbert Street. I was sitting behind my desk working on some last-minute updates to drawings for the new McLean Industries building. And now, somehow, I'm here. Sam Donaldson was confused. His eyes surveyed his son's apartment. Sam's office was in downtown San Diego, California. His son lived in Seattle, Washington. Sam scratched his head as the action would Sam scratched his head as if the action would revive the memory of the trip. Nothing. Sam heard John moving around the bedroom. He walked to the door and knocked, but John didn't answer. Sam turned to the doorknob, but found it locked. He was considering walking away when he suddenly realized he was in the same room as John. What the hell? Sam thought. John was laying on his bed. His head was resting on 2 king-size pillows, and he was listening to music through the headphones. John banged on the book that lay near him, assumably to the beat of the music. "John!" Sam called. No answer. "John!" Sam called louder. Still nothing. Sam moved closer and screamed, "John!" John sat up and pulled off his headphones. He looked towards where Sam was standing and then reached for his cell phone. "Are you going to ignore me?" Sam asked his son. John seemed to ignore this question and picked up the cell phone. "Mom, have you seen Dad? I could have sworn I heard him say something to me." John asked. "Dad's at work, honey. You know he works until 6 on Saturdays." "When was the last time you talked to him?" John asked. "Not since the divorce. Sam has his life and I have mine. I'm going to call his office." "Love you, Mom," Sam said, hanging up. "John, I'm right here," Sam shouted. John dialed his father's office, got a recording, and left a message. "Mrs. Miller, this is John Donaldson. I'm trying to get a hold of my dad. Please have him call me at his earliest convenience." "I don't understand, John." "Wait, what on earth?" Sam was investigating his new surroundings. He was in his ex-wife Connie's house. She was hanging up the phone and mumbling to herself. "What's Sam up to now? Why is he worrying poor John? Sam's a fool," she mumbled. "I'm a fool? What about you? You're the one that stepped out on me, remember?" Connie said nothing. She didn't even look at Sam, and that made Sam even angrier. "For God's sake, at least look at me," Sam shouted. Connie sat in her favorite chair and turned on the television. Sam stormed out of the room and found himself back in his office again. "Am I getting Alzheimer's?" Sam wondered. Then Sam saw it. There was a dead body laying face down on the floor behind the desk. The body was wearing the same light blue pinstripe suit that Sam wore. "I've got to call a doctor," Sam thought. He went to the body and turned it over. "It can't be!" Despite the strange sense of perspective, the body was too familiar, and Sam knew that face. The door to the office burst open, and Sam's secretary, Mrs. Miller, came in quickly. "John, Mrs. Miller," said, moving toward the body. "I'm over here," he said, knowing it wouldn't work. "He's gone," Mrs. Miller said, dialing 911. Sam stood to comfort Mrs. Miller, but found himself in a strange forest facing a raging fire. "Oh, God," Sam said. A voice as cold as ice replied, "Guess again."
Very good.
I like that. That was good.
Thank you. Thank you. Closing words?
We're the Lake Havasu City Writers Group, and we hope you enjoyed our readings today. Join us on YouTube and at lhcwriters.com.
Bye.
Bye.